All right, guys, I'm here a little early here. Kind of incidentally, I woke up. I was kind of running a little bit of a fever and stuff this morning, so I was not able to go to work or anything. And that means I was able to watch the Oscars live, their nominations here, but I was just able to do it from bed because I just didn't feel good at all this morning. And I swear, a little bit of fever. I'm not running any other COVID symptoms. That'd be, of course, my luck. The morning of the Oscars is like, oh shit, now you get COVID. No, I'm feeling all right. Otherwise, I think. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and we'll dive right into what I've gotten right, what I've gotten wrong this morning. Um, Generally, there's some things that I'm really happy about that I got right. There's some stuff in there where it's like I had it and I missed it, like Thomas Vinterberg, and I'm never going to do that again. There's ever a moment where BAFTA all of a sudden gets somebody on there, I'm like, that sounds like it could happen. Boom, I'm just going to do it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm just going to do it next time. Um, Okay, somebody took out. I've got just Wikipedia open here. They took out Daniel Kaluuya. They put in Roger Bumpus, who I believe is the voice actor of Squidward. They have him nominated. That's great. Anyways, but no. I actually for the first time this season, I got 5 out of 5 on 3 categories this morning: actor, actress, and supporting actress. So I'm really glad I put Amanda Seyfried back in because that worked. Otherwise, this is the first time, by the way, for Best Picture I've missed one getting nominated. Sound of Metal I did not have in there. I think it's the first one since Phantom Thread. Yeah, Phantom Thread. I couldn't think of it, but no. And it was tough to get it down to for Best Picture, but because there were 11, even 12 options in there that really could have happened this year. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll run down the list of what's nominated, then we'll talk about what's in, what's missing, stuff like that. Okay, for Best Picture, our 8 nominees, only 8 this morning, are The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. So I'm kind of shocked because now I was glad I got Judas and the Black Messiah in because I felt like that one has been on the rise lately. That one actually did pretty well this morning, overdoing it by my projections here. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll start with that here, which was I had it down. I'll get rid of that. Just for 4, I had it down for supporting actor, picture, screenplay, and song, but I got those. We'll get to Lakeith Stanfield, who got in for supporting actor. Somehow I knew they were going to go with somebody different in that slot. I picked David Strathairn, so I was in the right general area where I was like, it's somebody who hasn't been nominated yet, and yeah, he's missed everywhere. But I think he's been campaigning in lead for a lot of places, and kind of funny enough, he gets nominated here in supporting. And I managed to see Judas and the Black Messiah yesterday, and I have to say, I'm glad he's in, regardless if it's Best Actor or Supporting Actor, because Daniel Kaluuya is friggin' amazing in that movie, too. And I don't have any credence with him winning that one. My personal vote probably would still be for Paul Raci, or Rossi, however you pronounce his name, who did get in today for Sound of Metal. That's good. And even that one, I think, overperformed by some extents here. And yeah, Lakeith is great in this, and I liked him. I've liked him a lot in other films. And the little stint he has in Get Out, he's good. Knives Out, he's a good supporting character in there. He's been in a lot of good stuff over the past 5 years or so here. And this is definitely, I think, his his biggest role and stuff, and definitely one of his best for sure, if not the best he's done. So I'm glad he's in. Otherwise, yeah, The Father did overperform a little bit. I had it down for 5. It got 6, but it didn't get director. Instead, it ended up with editing and production design, which the editing one I was close on, and Promising Young Woman got in there too. Again, we'll get to that later, but I don't know. I just had Minari and then Mank. Mank disappointed a little bit here. So we'll talk about that one now. Mank, I had getting in for 13. It got into 10, including Amanda Seyfried, and got director, which it missed at BAFTA for both of those. It missed screenplay, which is really weird considering, it's a movie all about the screenwriting process, and usually I guess the writers they had more passionate picks here. They had Sound of Metal, Promising Young Woman, Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, and Chicago 7 were the 5 nominees in screenplay here for original. And it's like, well, I guess that's where more the passion went. Definitely Sound of Metal is more passionate vote than something like Mank or Promising Young Woman. I'm sure there's more passion for that one. So in retrospect, it does make sense, but I was like, I still thought, yeah, it was probably, even after BAFTA kind of snubbed it in all the top categories, they still put it in the screenplay at least. See, otherwise, Mank is missing in the effects category, which, I don't know. I thought it was a more solid bet there. And then it's also missing in the film editing category, which I think we briefly touched upon there. Which, again, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I was going to pull that one in favor of... I would have put Promising Young Woman in, but I just didn't have the galls to do it. So that one underperforms a little bit, but still leads nominations with 10 today. Minari, by my estimate, really did underperform. I had it getting into 9 categories. It only managed 6. But that's still with director, picture, 2 actors, and also got screenplay and score. So it missed out. I had it in editing, cinematography, and song. It missed those 3. So it did underperform a little bit today, but still 6, that's the number Parasite had. So if you're a believer in the film winning Best Picture over Nomadland, which also has 6... today, then yeah, maybe that's a good sign for you there. And again, it will have, as I've mentioned a few times here, a little bit maybe of an easier path than Parasite did because it's not eligible in that international film category, which Parasite dominated last year. But still, there was, at least I thought early on in the race, I'm like, it's Roma all over again. They're not going to give it both. So yeah, Nomadland we'll talk about next, which got the 6 that I think everybody had it down for. I had it down at the last minute. I put it in for 7 for supporting actor. So I guess my nose is running a little bit too now. But I think that's just allergies. I haven't taken an allergy pill yet today. Anyways, but with this one, yeah, it's like after it kind of overperformed at BAFTA, I was like, well, I said it might end up getting the second most nominations or whatever. But I think I haven't really done the full numbers here yet, but I believe after Mank, it's Sound of Metal, The Father, Minari, Nomadland. I think those all had 6, and then Chicago 7 also landed with 6 nominations. And I think that's it. I think that's all the ones that have 6. It's a ton of them, but it's like they all tied for second most, if I am remembering here correctly. I don't think any other film got 7 or 8 or 9 or anything like that. So it's a pretty split field after you get past Mank there. And even then, it got the 10 that, not in the same categories, but, Irishman also landed 10. So, yeah, Netflix did not break their record this morning like I thought they would too. But, yeah, generally speaking, that's, pretty split field there. Promising Young Woman, yeah, it did overperform a little bit by my expectations. I had it down for 4, but it still got the film editing one. Everything else, yeah, director, it got in there for Emerald Fennell, screenplay, actress, picture, and then yeah, editing is the last one there. Sound of Metal, yep, did overestimate. I underestimated this one. I had it down for 4, but it got into screenplay and picture. Everything else, editing, sound, and the 2 acting categories, yep, those landed there. And then just leaves Chicago 7, which, yeah, I pulled out Aaron Sorkin at the right time, so I'm glad I got that correct. Just got the one supporting actor for Sacha Baron Cohen. Screenplay, yeah, the only place I didn't have it in there was for song, which I knew it was close, so that one, in retrospect, I probably should have put in. And Pemberton actually is he wrote the score, too. I think some people were thinking score, too, on that one. But he did do the music and co-wrote the lyrics, so he is actually a nominee here today for that, at least. So, yeah, what do we want to talk about for underperforming? How about Ma Rainey's? Wow. Ma Rainey's really Oscar voters kind of dropped the ball on that one. Let's see here. Where's my... I think I have it down for 5, right? 3, 4, 5, yeah. Which is, yeah, kind of too bad, because it got the 2 acting categories, missed screenplay, obviously missed picture, as we've discussed here, and then only got production design, costume design, makeup. I pulled it out of sound, so I got that correct. But yeah, I think early on in the season, I think a lot of us, including myself, I had it in for, at one point, director. I had it in for, quite a few other things, and I was thinking it could be a 6, 7, 8, even 9 nominee film, but it has to land with 5 there. One Night in Miami is another one that misses picture and director. That one got the screenplay nomination, but it only got screenplay, song, and supporting actor for Leslie Odom Jr. So again, that one disappointing for sure. Definitely not getting either Regina King or the film in for Best Picture. Otherwise, News of the World was my one. I was like, okay, that one should, in a normal year, would probably be a bigger bet. And that one disappointed too. I was correct to pull out Helena Zengel for supporting actress. And I put it into cinematography, which was correct. Kept it out of costumes, which was correct. And I believe I had it in production design, I'm pretty sure. I can triple check that. I'm like 90% sure I had it in that one. Yeah, I did. Okay, so that one was correct. I think the only one I missed it at sound. I had it in sound for a hot minute there, and then I took it out in favor of Soul, which Soul got into sound. But yeah, let's see here. Otherwise, yeah. Speaking of Soul, that one got the 3 that I think most people had it down for. Either if you didn't have it for sound, a lot of people thought screenplay, but no, I didn't have it that. But it's score, animated, and sound. Which I got those 3. Otherwise, I don't think there was anything else other than Da 5 Bloods, which only landed 1 nomination here, and that was actually for score. Terrence Blanchard, who I mentioned as a possibility. But yeah, Chadwick didn't get in for that. Of course, Delroy missed, and director Spike Lee missed as well. So obviously, if you're a fan of the film, you should be glad it got at least something. I had it getting nothing. At the last minute, I kind of took it out of supporting actor there for Chadwick, but which was the correct thing to do, even though I missed who got in. So so that one I think it was early on in the race. We all thought it'd be more of a slam dunk for maybe stuff like picture director, actor, stuff like that, but just couldn't hang on through the season there. That's 3 films that were kind of all about race relations that disappointed. Judas and the Black Messiah, another one, arguably the more upfront, other than maybe Da 5 Bloods, that's definitely more, for lack of a better word, more radical about it. Definitely more, the white man is bad and all that, that overperformed. And that's really, I think, the only one that's, other than Minari a little bit, that's kind of racial relations type movie there. Otherwise, though, for Judas the Black Messiah, real quick, I'll kind of reviewing that one. The actors were great. Screenplay was really good. I'm glad that one's in. That's a good screenplay. About the only thing was the film runs, it's about 2 hours or so, maybe a little less than 2 hours. There were moments, I think, here and there again where I kind of my interest kind of dipped a little bit. At times with the Black Panther Party, there was like a couple moments where I don't know, there was a lot of supporting characters, and you kind of lose track of some of them. It's like, okay, and then 1 or 2 of them, other than obviously Kaluuya, who plays Fred Hampton, and Bill O'Neill, who's played by Lakeith Stanfield. Other than those 2, it's like there's a couple, and what's her name? Dominic Fishback as Hampton's love interest. Other than those 3, there's like all these other characters who kind of come in and out, and it's like at one or two points, a couple of those characters become very important, and it's like in retrospect, I couldn't even remember who they were. It was kind of maybe a little bit too much of a lot of characters running around there. Otherwise, Jesse Plemons and Martin Sheen do pretty well in their parts. Like I mentioned, those 2, and then Dominic is good in the movie though. I hope she gets some more good work after this, because she's definitely a good one. And I thought, in retrospect, I'm like, maybe I should have put her in. Good thing I'd seen it just late enough, because otherwise I might have predicted her to get in, like she did at BAFTA. Let's see. Otherwise, so that one, I think it's a 9 out of 10 for me. I think there's that little quibble I had with it. Otherwise, I think the film comes down, pretty heavy on the idea of, on what's his name, FBI director there, whose name Hoover, really comes down on Hoover as like just this awful person. And it's like, he's, if you look up historical stuff on him, it's like, he's not the best figure. An interesting one, that's for sure. But, stuff like this. I haven't seen the MLK FBI thing, but I'm sure, that also plays into it a little bit here as well. But it was an interesting story. Definitely, you learn a lot of stuff about the Black Panther movement, about Hampton. You see that, it's like there's not as much violence, because obviously in, you look at, brief images like in Forrest Gump and stuff, it's like you can get the idea, or even Lee Daniels, the butler, a few years ago, it's like you can get the idea that, the Black Panther Party was just all about violence. But it's like, no, this movie explores it a little bit and says, no, there was a lot more going on than that. There was definitely things that you can disagree with, like, them saying you should kill all cops and stuff. It's like, even today, I think that message, really can ring for some audiences, and other audiences are going to get turned off by it. But, yeah, there's definitely controversial opinions that are associated around it and stuff, but it's really a good character dive, I think, into Hampton and Bill O'Neill. Yeah, and I think the whole cast was great, and Shaka King, he's a director to watch for now. I think he did a real good job with this. So I did like that one, very much so. Okay, so then I think that's everything we want to discuss with picture. Director Vinter fucking Berg. I had him in. I think I had these 5 actually Tuesday after BAFTA came out. I said, yep, Lee Isaac Chung. Yep, Emerald Fennell. Yep, David Fincher. Yes, Chloe Zhao. And I'm like, Vinterberg, my last one. I pulled out Aaron Sorkin. And I had it, and I missed it by putting in Florian Zeller. And it's funny, because as the nominations were coming out, I was like, editing, production design for the file. I'm like, it's getting into director. Yes, it's going to happen. And it didn't. Instead, they went Vinterberg another round. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a sign that director's branch, I mean, in the last 3 years, if you count, obviously, Bong Joon-ho last year, for films from different countries, international films, they really like those. And obviously Roma would be one that counts too from 2018. But yeah, obviously Cold War, Paolo Pawlowski. And then obviously, before that we can get into, stuff with, I'm going back too far now, but like Mikhail Haneke for Amour and stuff like that. Even the Diving Bell one, which got in quite a few years ago now, but just that director's branch, yeah. So yeah, it was a good thing I pulled out Aaron Sorkin when I did, because it's like, it's weird, because at one point I had him in, and then I took him out, and this was probably late November, I think, and I was like, I said I didn't really sense it, and then it's like, after everything, it's like he started getting in again, and I'm like, before that I'd put him in, but it's a good thing I took him out again. Otherwise, Regina King misses. You have 2 female directors nominated in the first in the same year, so that's good. Technically 2 persons of color if you count Lee Isaac Chung and Chloe Zhao in that. So the only straight up white guy, American basically, is David Fincher. Of course, Vinterberg, I believe, is a white Danish director. But still, that's a diverse group there for that regard. Definitely the most diverse it's been since 2017, where we had Jordan Peele and Greta Gerwig in there. But yeah, it's definitely a sign there that the director's branch is not going to be as straight white as they have been the past couple of years. But yeah, of course, Bong Joon-ho got in last year, so it's not obviously been that way for like 6 straight years or anything. But yeah, it's still, it's a pretty good lineup for director here. I haven't seen that another round film, but the other 4 I've seen, and it's like, I mean, the Emerald Fennell's, like I said, after I saw the film the first time, like, her direction stood out for me. Fincher's, obviously one of the best directors working today. Lee Isaac Chung, great find in Minari. I hope he gets a lot more work, and Chloe Zhao, of course, for Nomadland. I'm trying to think, was there anybody else that was, like, really hanging around that director lineup that I'm totally forgetting about right now? Oh, other than Florian Zeller, but Sound of Metal, that director, Darius Martyr, who is actually a co-writer on the film, so he gets nominated in screenplay at least. I think some people had him late. Dorks like me put Florian Zeller in, I'm trying to think. Was there anybody else that was like a lot of people bandied about that missed? No. Why do people keep changing this? Stop being assholes there. Glenn Close got in. Somebody took out Glenn Close's name and put something else in. Anyways, but I feel like that was pretty much it. Yeah, best actor, we got 5 out of 5. Actress, I got 5 out of 5. Thank you for putting in Vanessa Kirby and saving me the heartbreak there. Andra Day. I think some people were a little curious about that one, maybe missing, but like I said, it's like it's been years and years and years and years and years since you've seen a Golden Globe drama winner, actress drama winner, not at least nominated. So so that holds true now. But kind of interesting, because in United States versus Billie Holiday, I had getting another nomination for costumes. That didn't happen. So it's that one and Vanessa Kirby. It's like they're the only ones for their film. We'll get to Maria Baklova, because Borat actually did come back and get that screenplay nomination. So that one I didn't have getting multiple. But Otherwise, yeah, let's talk about supporting actors. Yeah, 4 out of 5 here, but Lakeith is the one that I missed. Otherwise, I got 19 out of 20 for these acting categories, which best I've done on that in a long time. And yeah, I thought straight there, and I was like, man, that can happen. But yeah, they go with Lakeith Stanfield, who again I thought was campaigning in lead. He was on the long list at BAFTA for lead and stuff. But and yeah, it's arguable because that movie. It's like Kaluuya. It's like Fred Hampton kind of is the main character, though. I mean, obviously he's the focus of the whole movie, other than Bill O'Neill. I guess it's like they share just enough where it's like, okay, you can put them both in lead or both in supporting, and it's like, yeah, I guess both in supporting, making it more ensemble pick, which it is kind of like that with Chicago 7 too. Yeah, I guess, but still, yeah, both of them are really good in it. Yep, so supporting actress is also 5 out of 5, and yeah, Amanda Seyfried, I put her back in at just the right minute there, too. Yep, okay, screenplay, yeah, I got 4 out of 5 here, just missed Mank, but they put in Sound of Metal, which I knew was close. But yeah, I was glad I put Judas and the Black Messiah in, that panned out. Adapted is where I got into some trouble here, only 3 here. I missed White Tiger got in, which was, I thought, a little chippy, because they had the Jonas couple announcing the nomination. I'm like, oh, so that means that's probably not going to happen. Nope, you got it still. And yeah, Borat. So I missed, obviously, Ma Rainey's I had in here, and then I had News of the World, which kind of felt like a solid pick here, but nope, they go 2 that were kind of on the outside looking in there. For animated feature, 4 out of 5 here as well. Willoughby's did not get in. Instead, it was Onward, which I knew was a gamble, but good thing I got Shaun the Sheep in there, though, because that one made it. It's the international film. This one I missed a few. I had another round. I had Covid Ada and I had Collective. So Dear Comrades and 2 of us missed. So instead that's Better Days and The Man Who Sold His Skin. Both of which I believe, other than maybe Man Who Sold His Skin, really were not bandied about much this year. They made the short list, but that was about it. Which, again, historically in this category, they almost always go with 1 or 2 that just absolutely don't get in anywhere else. So maybe the Dear Comrades one I should have seen coming, because that one started getting on a roll there toward the end. Let's see, for doc feature, again, I got, was this one 3, or did I get, no, I got 3 on this one too. Crip Camp got in, Collective got in, and Time got in. And instead they went The Mole Agent and My Octopus Teacher, both of which I knew were possible here. I went with Truffle Hunters and Welcome to Chechnya as my other 2. But yeah, I know I've talked about those 2 for sure. Let's see, we'll go to... did we do animated yet? Yeah, we just did animated, sorry. Okay, let's go to some of the tech categories here, then we'll end on the shorts. Cinematography... Judas and the Black Messiah did get in, which I knew was close. Yeah, so that one maybe in retrospect I should have taken out. But I had Minari in there. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't going to pull Minari. But yeah, News of the World and Trial of Chicago 7 I put in kind of last minute. Good thing, because those worked out. And of course, Nomadland and Mank are in there too. Then going to editing, yeah, this one I missed both Promising Young Woman and The Father. And I had Mank and Minari in there again. So yeah, that one, yeah, it's like, yeah, I probably should have. Promising Young Woman was the one I was going to put in if I was going to pull anything. And I was like, I kind of felt like Nomadland was the one I could have pulled out. But yeah, good thing I didn't, because that would have been an easy miss. Let's see, in the design categories, costume design, 4 out of 5. And this one, the only one I missed was Pinocchio, which, yeah, I didn't put a lot of faith in. Yeah, so United States versus Billie Holiday was the one I missed there. On the production design side, I missed 2 here. Yeah, 2. I had Mulan and Midnight Sky getting in, which I think Mulan I had getting 3 nominations, only got 2 for visual effects and for costumes. So yeah, just production design was the one that missed there. And yeah, Midnight Sky, I thought, kind of a later pick there, I thought would get in. But instead it is Tenet, which is more contemporary, a little bit more, fantasy-based. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a lot of confidence in that one. I had it in sound, and it just got visual effects and production design here today. Tenet did. So I knew it was going to get 2. I just picked the wrong one instead of alongside visual effects. And then The Father was the other one that made it in here, which, yeah, I've yet to see that one. And, yeah, some people talk about, yeah, there's a couple key moments with the film that allude to production design and editing kind of being a key factor. So it's like, yeah, if I'd seen it, maybe I would have put them in. But that's too bad I missed those. Okay, score and song we'll do next here. Score, they skipped Alexander Desplat, which is probably one of the bigger jaw droppers this morning, other than maybe Mank not getting into screenplay and One Night in Miami and Ma Rainey's both missing picture. because they love Desplat. Instead, they go Terrence Blanchard, like we mentioned there. And the other 4 got in, which, I suspected as much. Original song, I missed a few here. I only got 3. So the Turntables one didn't get in. That's Janelle Monáe, I believe, wrote that one as well as sung it. That one missed. Instead, it was Hear My Voice, which, again, it was within striking distance. And then the Rain song from Inari I had in. Instead, they go with Husavik, or the Eurovision song. And I was wrong. I looked it up here as soon as the nominees came out. I was like, no, Will Ferrell did not have anything to do with the song, writing it and stuff. So he is not a nominee here today. Let's see here. Going to makeup and hairstyling. That one, I missed was it 2 here or just 1 for makeup? Just 1. Okay. The Glory. Yeah, of course, the one time I don't go with the the one that makes the least amount of sense, the one that nobody's heard of. Yeah, they don't go with that one when I pick it. No, they go with Emma. So Emma ended up getting 2 nominations. Otherwise, yeah, Pinocchio I got right, so that ended up with 2 nominations as well. Ma Rainey's Hillbilly and Mank being the other ones. So yeah, those other ones made sense for sure. In the sound category, 4 out of 5 here as well with Greyhound. I was glad I put that one in. Instead, it was News of the World, which I had for a minute there. But yeah, and I did have 5 out of 5 here. But or no, I didn't. No, I had Soul missing. I always had Tenet in there. So yeah, Tenet missing here is the one that I missed. And let's see, that should just leave visual effects and the shorts here. I'll just make sure I didn't skip over any. Nope, yeah, visual effects, which again, yeah, I missed a couple on this one. I had Welcome to Chechnya because that one got a few other notices there. And I pulled the one and only Ivan, and that one still got in, so I should have known better on that. And then Love and Monsters, which I would never would have gotten that. So instead it's Mank and Welcome to Chechnya that missed there. And then, yeah, for the shorts, the shorts are always really tough. Starting with animated short, if I can find that one here. Yeah, you had Burrow, Genius Loci, If Anything Happens, I Love You, Opera, and Yes People, which I got 3 of those. Or no, 2. Sorry, just 2. This is probably the one I performed the worst in of all the categories today. I had 2: Gerard, Traces, and Kappa Mahu, whatever that one was. But yeah, those 3 missed. In the doc short category, I had Colette, Love Song for Latasha, and Hunger Ward, which got in. The other 2 were A Concerto is a Conversation and Do Not Split, which, yeah, I hadn't really heard much about those 2. So instead I missed Hysterical Girl and Abortion Helpline, This Is Lisa. And then for live action short, we had Pedro Maldivar, who we mentioned the other day. The Human Voice missed, as did Kicksled Choir. I got the other 3, Letter Room, Feeling Through, and The Present that all made it in. And then you also had Two Distant Strangers and White Eye, both of which I remember mentioning. So those were some people were more positive on those. So, anyways, so that's that. I guess overall for accuracy, it's like getting the three out of the 4 acting categories perfect, and just missing 1 in supporting actor. That's pretty good. Definitely the best I've done in a little while here. For those, at least. The screenplay categories, I did all right on. Director, 4 out of 5, I'll take. And then picture, just missing Sound of Metal is about the only other thing I could have changed there, really, because I wasn't going to drop Ma Rainey's or One Night in Miami. I guess just looking up a couple things here this morning after everything was out, I was like, okay, here come the articles that are going to hit the Oscars again, just because they picked one kind of racial relations movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, but it's like, I don't know, everyone seems happy with that one. They don't mind that One Night in Miami or Ma Rainey's missed as much. I think some people are still ticked about Regina King getting left off of director and stuff. I think everybody's happy with the 2 women directors, which, this year it's like, they were 2 great directors, and again, regardless of their gender, race, all that stuff, I just say put in the best, and seems like, it's like, generally speaking, without having seen every last movie this year, they picked good ones, which, that's all you can ask for. So that's that. I don't know, I guess, the biggest snubs there, we kind of talked about was Picture, those 2 missing, and then, Mank and Screenplay, I thought was another kind of one that just didn't really add up after a while. Otherwise, and then Midnight Sky missing for score was probably my other big kind of head scratcher one. But everything else, at least if I didn't predict it, other than Love and Monsters getting in, that one I was like, I have no clue what that one is. It's like everything else, it's like that got in. It was like maybe other than Pinocchio for costumes, it's like it made sense, or people had mentioned it. It wasn't totally out of left field or anything. And that's again barring anything out of the shorts and stuff. So you can't really there weren't really as many jaw droppers. I'm trying to think like last year. Let me think here. Kind of going through the list here. Was there any like major jaw droppers that last year? I'm trying to think. At the nominations announcement stage. Rocket Man missed quite a few last year, and Taron Egerton missed. I remember that one was one we talked about. What else? 1917 doing better than expected with getting screenplay and stuff last year. Joker doing a little bit better than expected. I think toward the end, some people started putting it into more and more stuff, but I was kind of down the middle on that one, just kind of playing it safe there. I think kind of like last year, it was like, we had some that didn't make sense, or some that were they disappointed and stuff. Mank disappointed, Minari disappointed by my estimates a little bit. News of the World slightly. I mean, I had it down for 4, and it ended up, I believe, with 4. So it landed actually where I thought it would, but just Best Picture, I was like, I don't know. Otherwise, Sound of Metal overperforming a little bit, as is Judas and the Black Messiah. Let's see here. Otherwise, for the multiple nominees, we had like 20 get multiple nominations, which is definitely higher than what I thought. But then you got like stuff like Another Round and Borat, Collective, Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, Mulan, Pinocchio, Tenet, all got 2. We mentioned One Night in Miami and Soul getting 3, News of the World getting 4, Ma Rainey's and Promising Young Woman got 5. And here's a whole bunch. The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Nomadland, Sound of Metal, and Trials of Chicago 7 all getting 6. And then there's Mank all alone up top with 10. Anyways, so real quick before we wrap up here, we'll go ahead and get into, who's the front runner right now? Picture probably comes down to Minari or Nomadland. I think other than editing, Minari got everything it could have to be generally considered a front runner here. Nomadland got acting, screenplay, editing, directing, film, obviously. Minari getting the 2 acting categories is good, and director and screenplay. Just the editing is the only one that's really missing there. Otherwise, I think it's probably down to those 2. Somebody had mentioned this the other day. If they were asking if Aaron Sorkin misses for director, is it out for picture? I would say not totally impossible, but it makes it a hell of a lot tougher now. It still has screenplay and acting nomination and editing, which are crucial. But missing director, it would have to be kind of like Green Book or something. It would have to take along an acting win too, which, Sacha Baron Cohen is probably not going to win that for supporting actors, probably Daniel Kaluuya. Is there anything here that now can win Best Picture that we were thinking, less so, like a couple weeks ago? I don't really think so. I mean, Promising Young Woman we knew was going to be in the discussion at least, but it's like to win, I don't think so. Sound of Metal, I mean, if it had gotten director or something, maybe I would say there's enough passion around that one that it can maybe wiggle in some room for argument that it can win. And then Judas and the Black Messiah, kind of similar deal there. It did get a couple of acting nominations, screenplay. It missed editing and directing, so I think that one, again, that's, there's passion behind it, but I don't think enough to win. Director race, we think that's going to be Nomadland, Chloe Zhao. Actor, seems like Chadwick Boseman should have it, even though Ma Rainey's, doesn't have the support of a picture nomination or even screenplay. He still won Best Actor, but it was just him and Viola nominated at the Globes. He's likely to win still Best Actor at BAFTA without that one having a few key categories as well, presumably. Of course, we got a little bit of time here before BAFTA. So I think it's probably Chadwick. For actress, probably still Carey Mulligan. But if we're going to see some upsets, it's going to be in this one or supporting actress this year for the acting categories. I don't know. I don't really see Andra Day winning here. She only has the Globe win so far. Lost Critics' Choice. Unless there's enough passion for somebody like Frances or Vanessa Kirby or Viola, then it's probably Carey Mulligan's to lose. Supporting actor, feels like Daniel Kaluuya has that one. Supporting actress, that one's tough. I mean, Jodie Foster was not nominated here, so we know it's not her. Maria Bakalova just won Critics' Choice, and she's nominated everywhere else. And it has screenplay, too, which I probably should have seen coming because it had the PGA nomination as well. So I'm like, okay, maybe there is a little bit more support than we're thinking here. But no, it didn't quite happen. Yu Jun Young, Yu Jung. I can't pronounce her name. Sorry, Yu. Oh, that's terrible. Yu Yun Jung for Minari. I think she could win. I mean, she's nominated at BAFTA, and she is nominated at SAG here. So if Minari, if they like it enough, they want to give it an acting win, she's probably the one to go with, because Steven Yeun probably is not going to hold a candle to Chadwick in that category. Otherwise, I don't see Olivia winning. She got even snubbed by BAFTA, so that's probably not happening. Hillbilly Elegy does have the makeup nomination, so if they want to, I mean, it could be a Meryl Streep type situation where it wins makeup and the acting category. Darkest Hour just did it a couple years ago, too, for Gary Oldman. It's possible, but again, I think Ma Rainey's is probably still ahead in that category as well. I don't see Amanda Seyfried winning here, or Olivia. So maybe Maria carries through with this one. Possibly. It could be, yeah, again, very rare for these kind of comedy performances to win. But, you know, Kevin Kline is the one, and then Jack Palance probably are the two that are classic examples. They're both in supporting categories, by the way. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, it's totally possible now for her to win. And, yeah, Glenn Close and Ya Jung for Minari are both going to be close, though. In the screenplay categories, original probably does come down to Promising Young Woman or Chicago 7. Right now, I would say Promising Young Woman, since it does have the director nomination over Trial of Chicago 7. Adapted screenplay, yeah, I think with One Night in Miami missing for a lot of key categories there, it really leaves it up to Nomadland or The Father to win here. And I think right now all of the seems like all the momentum is with Nomadland right now for this category, so I guess that one for now. Let's see, in animated feature, probably Soul, still at this point, another round, probably wins international film since it has the director nomination, of course. Stupid me, I should have had that one. Doc feature, Time seems to be the front runner here, so probably that one. Otherwise, Collective is nominated in another category, so that could happen, but yeah, and then Crip Camp, since the Obamas just won, or it's the same producing company there, I don't know if they give them 2 years in a row. Cinematography, it's probably down to Nomadland or possibly Mank, probably those two. Again, right now, Nomadland seems to have the momentum. For film editing, probably Sound of Metal, since it got the picture nomination, even though it's not in the same categories, of course, as Chicago 7, but they both tied at Critics' Choice. So right now, I think there's more passion around Sound of Metal right now, so I'll pick that one. Then for the design categories, costume design, I think, is Ma Rainey's. I don't think there's anything here that makes me, question that. Production design, I'm probably going to go still with Mank. On the music side, yep, it's probably Soul for score, and then Leslie Odom probably still wins for One Night in Miami. But it could be if Judas and the Black Messiah. Well, no, that'll have supporting actors. So unless they want to go Diane Warren, then yeah, she can win there for the Life Ahead song. Possibly. Makeup and hairstyling, I think we mentioned, yep, probably still Ma Rainey's, but with the slight caveat that they could go Hillbilly Elegy if they want to give Glenn Close the win too, and pair those two up. Sound is probably Sound of Metal. Visual effects, with Mank out of the category, I don't know, you go with the one that seems like the most best picture-y, which is arguably Tenet, which is, Interstellar just won here a few years ago, so another Christopher Nolan film winning here makes sense. I think that's all those. So now the short categories. I feel like Love Song for Latasha is kind of arguably the front runner for documentary short subject, so I'll probably pick that one for now. Animated short, If Anything Happens, I Love You, probably still out front, but look out for Burrow. And then live action short, probably The Letter Room, since it has the most stars in it. But something like The Present or Two Distant Strangers I can see winning here, just the little I know about their subject matters and stuff. All right. Well, yeah, generally it seems like, again, a lot of people are pretty happy with these nominations, a little bit happier than they were last year for, definitely, as we mentioned here a few times, Harriet was the only acting nominee last year for Cynthia Erivo. And of course, she played a slave, so it's like that didn't look good. So in Best Actress, you've got 2 people of color there. In actor, you've got 3 if you count Riz Ahmed, who has some Middle Eastern descent there. So that's 5. 6 with Yoo Jun-yun for or Yoo Yun-jung, I think is, I don't know. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but that's 6. And then 3 supporting actors there are people of color, so that's 9, which I believe I saw somebody reported. They said it's the most diverse acting category in acting nominees in history. That sounds right to me too, because I mean 2016 was pretty diverse year there. We got real quick, I guess we can count them up, but let's see, that would have been, let's go back there. Yeah, it was the year of like Moonlight and stuff. Let's see, I think we had at least 1 person of color in each acting category. I remember that. So you had Denzel, you had Ruth Negga, you had Mahershala Ali, Dev Patel, Viola Davis, Naomi Harris, and Octavia Spencer. So 7. So that one was pretty close to this year. Yeah, and again, I think it all depends, I think, not on this whole, the Academy's just always racist. No, of course not. It, as I've said many, many times, it depends on what you've got to work with in these categories. It depends on what films by minority filmmakers are being made, which ones are getting spotlighted, getting the production the campaign ads. The directors and writers and stars and everybody, they're going out and campaigning, which generally seems like that was the case for a lot of these guys. So it's like, you got to do the work. You can't just have the film come out, have it get no attention, and say, why wasn't it nominated? It doesn't work that way. As much as you can support the film, like in the last few years here, there's definitely been some, like Beale Street Could Talk was one I liked more than some of the other ones that year, but that didn't get Best Picture or anything other than Regina King and screenplay and score. The same year The Hate You Give was my favorite film that year, and it's like, I was, it's like, in retrospect, it's like, I would have put it into a whole bunch of stuff, but the fact that it didn't get in, it's like, well, I wasn't, throwing, things around. I wasn't threatening people on Twitter or some shit like some fucking activists / journalists do. Anyway, I know they're real journalists, whatever. But it's like, and then obviously the bot, the fake people on Twitter. It's like, it's like, again, that's all they do. So I kind of, I remember I said, I think the first video of the year, I said, how many people are going to come out and actually say to the Academy, oh, good job for nominating people. It's like, well, actually a couple of people today have done that. A couple articles and stuff I've looked at. It's like, yeah, generally speaking, they're applauding the Academy somewhat, at least, for the acting nominees there. Sound of Metal, being about the deaf community, that getting a picture nomination as well as screenplay, acting, editing, and sound there is well represented there. As we've mentioned, 2 women being in the directing category, and overall 2 people of color. So yeah, it's again, I think a lot of people should be happy with these, not just because of that stuff. If that's your angle, sure, you should be happy. I would hope. Obviously, Regina King and maybe a couple others here and there would be the ones that are missing that you'd be a little happier with. But still, despite all that, again, the work is what counts here. And it's like Minari, my favorite film of the year. Haven't seen every last thing yet. Again, like The Father, I'm missing, and United States versus Billie Holiday, stuff like that. But Minari I love. Nomadland I really like, and I think after I saw it, it's like as I go away from it further and further, it's like, yeah, that one sticks pretty well. So I'm glad that one got the attention it has, and I think any win it gets is deserved. Mank I wasn't as hot on as other people, but yeah, that one is, as far as the technical side and everything, yes, absolutely everything it got was well earned. I don't know about Amanda. I wasn't as big a fan of that performance, but still. And yeah, Promising Young Woman was one I enjoyed a lot. And again, that directorial style, I really appreciate that getting nominated. As well as, obviously Carey Mulligan is fantastic in that. And yeah, Vanessa Kirby, I'm glad she's in. She's my favorite of those 5. Again, having not seen Andra Day. And then, Riz Ahmed knocked it out of the park in Sound of Metal. Glad he's in. Stephen Yeun, fantastic in Minari. Yoo Jung for Minari, fantastic as Grandma in that one, so I'm glad she's in. And yeah, Paul Rassi for Sound of Metal. Yes, that's my favorite of that category. But again, I mean, the rest of those are all awesome. I mean, Leslie Odom Jr. is phenomenal in One Night in Miami. Kaluuya, really outstanding job. His definitely the best I've seen him in Judas and the Black Messiah. Lakeith Stanfield getting his most substantial role yet. And Sacha Baron Cohen I enjoyed from Chicago 7. I would have probably put in somebody else there, like Jeremy Strong probably would have been my vote for that film. But still, Sasha's really good in that still. Yeah, and even when you go down the other lists here and stuff, like the cinematography for Mank was really great. Nomadland, obviously. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen it. It obviously was not going to happen, but Pieces of a Woman would have been one I would have easily put in for all the long takes and stuff in that. Fantastic job. Let's see. Otherwise, see, was there anything else here that really stood out? Like, I'm so glad it's in. That's not one that was pretty obvious. The Five Bloods for score. I do like that score, though. And Terrence Blanchard, again, he's a composer to watch for. Yeah, he's really did a good job with this one. I would have liked to have seen The Five Bloods for, like, cinematography, too. I wouldn't have minded it for director, personally. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's tough to fill out just 5 with that one. But yeah, Spike Lee, I thought, did a great job directing that one. And obviously Delroy. I would have loved to have seen Delroy still. But still, yeah, that one. I mean, at least it got something. It wasn't totally skunked. Soul getting in for like animated and score and stuff. The anime, yeah, I think it's Pixar is probably their best since Toy Story 3. I think I'll stand by that. Let's see here. Otherwise, like, yeah, Sound of Metal. I really appreciate the sound work in that. And Mank, I love the fact they did like as we've said many times, it's like the single recording style or whatever they did, which made it definitely sound and increased the feel of it being a film from the late 30s, early 40s. Yeah. Generally, I feel like that should do it. So yeah, we kind of talked about who's the early front runners and stuff, or who could win the category. Any upsets to look out for, all that stuff. So generally, I feel like that should wrap it up for now. So we got a little while here before we've got to come back here. PGA and DGA are, I believe, some of the first ones. Let's see here. Actually, no, I think we've got, this weekend, I think, is WGA. I think. That sounds about right. Let's see. PGA will be pretty soon. SAG will be the first weekend of April. DGA is a little bit longer away. That one's not till like the second weekend of April. BAFTA will be that same weekend. Let's see here. Any other guilds that are coming up here? Not really. No. No. So I think we've got WGA is the first one here. So that's coming up on, I think that's this Saturday or something. It's Saturday or Sunday. It's this weekend. So yeah, we might. I don't know if we'll do a whole video on it or not, but real quick, switching over to that, just in case I don't get back to it here. I have for adapted. I have since we don't have Nomadland eligible here, I put One Night in Miami, which seems to be the front runner, and then for original. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this one again because your 5 are Trial of the Chicago 7, Promising Young Woman, Judas and the Black Messiah, Palm Springs, and Sound of Metal. 4 of which got in at the Oscars today. I'm going to go Promising Young Woman for now, but Chicago 7 very easily could win. So, yeah, I'll kind of look at that one again here a little later, and we'll see what I think. But still, that should do it for Oscar nominations this morning. Again, first time I haven't done them live in a while, but yeah, I wasn't feeling up to it if I would have been able to, so it wasn't going to work anyways, guys. But still, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit for getting a couple things. The Vinterberg, I am pissed at that. I should have had it. I had it for a minute, and I dropped it like a bad habit. Anyways, you can never win. All right. We'll catch you guys later.